This is where I live. Front flip! Oh, shit.
Hello, it's Miles. Cut the fancy cameras. You're on my laptop. We're on the internet. I'm talking like it's just you and me. This is where I live.
Front flip! Oh, shit.
I broke my radio.
No!
Hi. Alright, I don't want to waste your time. I've been really inspired lately by, not like trans creators, but like, how do I say this? I feel like I started making videos at a time there were no creators. It was just me in my bedroom with all of my thoughts, with no community surrounding me whatsoever. And the internet was an attempt to find that, like consciously. And then unconsciously, it was an attempt to really find myself, because living where I did and how I did, I wasn't able to experience the world and in turn experience parts of myself and like grow as a person. You know what I'm saying? Information is powerful because information helps you get out of your circumstances. So when we're talking about being trans, being queer, if you're not seeing other people with those lived experiences, getting the language for it, like there's no world for you to do that as well and feel complete in any way. Am I making any sense? And then I think really because of COVID, like the internet exploded where everyone then had that experience of like being a kid trapped in their bedroom. Even if you weren't a kid during COVID, like there were so many less distractions that really vulnerable parts of yourself came out, which is why in turn we saw a lot of people come out like during COVID. So now like this technology is super accessible. Everyone's putting stuff out there, and now it's content. Now everyone has a brand. This is all going back to, I've been really inspired lately by finding not these like trans creators, but just like I've been stumbling upon and really trying to find trans people making videos, but they're not like trying to brand it, which is what I fell into. I've been very publicly trans and like professionally trans, I fear. Trans to a fault, trans to an asset. So basically I've been really trying to prioritize finding people that are just being people and sharing their experiences that relate to me. And I was like, oh God, I have not done that. Like so much of like being a person in 2025, especially a queer person, it's like, okay, and I have to show this before and after, and what's the best sound to use with this, and here are all these videos that I need to make, which I don't think is inherently bad, but it would be nice to just... So, this is what we're doing. Hi! Oh, this is me when I was 6. You wanna see that?
I did,
We did a time capsule in 1st grade, and this was the picture that was in it. I think I've shown you this before, but look, I framed it. It's big. So I've gathered you here today to answer one question and one question only. How do you know if you are transgender? That's a tough one. Oh God, okay, we're gonna go a million places with this. Let's go. I think any answer to that question is a bad answer. I think that like what I have seen when it comes to like internet trans ideology, we've got two very conflicting perspectives. One is like, hey, you have to do all these things. And this is everything I felt, and this is everything these guys felt. So if you didn't do these things in early childhood, then you're probably not this. Or it's like, hey, there's actually no definition for what being a man or being a woman or being anyone or anything is. So kind of do whatever, and that interpretation's up for you to decide. And so you're kind of left with, wait, are there no rules, or are these the rules? There's like two completely different camps of people here, all sharing like the same labels and going to the same places. You're the person who's asking this question. Keep asking questions. Follow that line and see where it leads you. It may not lead you to the same place that it led me. Or we may have two completely separate journeys and then end up in the same place. Like you watching this video right now, you hearing my story, the most important thing isn't having that checklist in your head of, okay, he experienced this and I also experienced this, or I didn't experience that. The most important thing is you hearing what I have to say and you seeing how that makes you feel. Where does that land for you? A trans experience is really nuanced. It's loosey-goosey, some may say. The most important thing you can do is ask questions. I think having experiences to make educated guesses, see how things make you feel, which only you can experience for yourself. And so, hi, I'm gonna tell you my experiences and we'll talk about it. Okay, so early childhood. So there's a certain way that the world worked in the late 90s and early 2000s when it came to gender roles, and I had a very binary experience with that. For the most part, it presented itself in really like palatable ways for the people around me. My favorite color was blue. I had like TV shows and toys geared towards boys. We had a dress code at my school, but it wasn't like girls have to wear this and guys have to wear this. It was just like the girls typically are wearing the jumpers and the dresses and and the skirts, and the guys are the ones wearing the khakis and the polos. I was wearing khakis and polos, no problem. My life in early childhood really revolved around sports, but my sport was tennis, so it's a solo game. I never had like being on this team, I want to be on that team. But it also presented itself in ways that were not palatable for people around me. All my friends were boys. I remember my birthdays were always really hard for me. I mean, as early as I can remember, I remember being in kindergarten. Can I invite this person? No, that's a boy. Can I invite this person? No, that's a boy. My parents were like, no, you pick a girl from your class, but I didn't know any girls in my class. And that was my whole childhood. Like, I had a birthday party in 2nd grade, and it was like a 2-girl minimum. So it was me and all my friends and just like 2 girls, you know, that like I knew of. I was about 5 years old. I used to get in trouble for standing to pee. So there was just like clear signs of like doing things in the world and it not being okay. Also in the womb, you know, everyone thought I was a guy until the day I was born. Like that one image of the devil, crisscross applesauce in the womb. And so all my baby stuff was like gender neutral because they just genuinely didn't know, but they thought I was a boy. Like straight up, I was Jared. I don't know if I've ever said this. Like straight up, I was Jared. My baby blanket was literally the trans flag. It was blue, pink, and white. God's plan. Even though it wasn't like I was able to have my hair the way I wanted, I always wanted to cut short, I wasn't able to like wear everything that I wanted. I would wear like the boyish thing from the girls section. You know what I mean? Like my shirt's blue, but it's like Tiffany blue. Like the neckline is like scoop. I have capris. I don't know, people just would assume I was a boy because of my vibe. So people always thought I was a boy. Parents would have such emotional reaction to this and like really hate that. It was this battle with my gender before I even started battling with my gender. You know what I mean? It wasn't until I was in 3rd grade and I was with my friend group of just all boys and some guy I didn't know, like some guy, he was like 7, came up to play with us and was like, oh, she has to go, like no girls allowed. And so I'd never been excluded in that way. And my friend jumped in and goes, oh no, she's cool. She's just a boy trapped in a girl's body. And I was like, how is this gonna play out? And like, what? And everyone just went like, oh, cool. And we just kept like, I don't know, trading Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And so I'll pause for a second. Like what I'm describing with all of this is something really psychological and something that only exists within a child's experience. I was actively getting feedback from adults around me. They're like, hey, don't do this. Hey, don't do that. You're supposed to be doing this. Why don't you like this? Like, you're supposed to be doing this. So I started reshaping, you know, who I was. It's not like that I liked these things now. It's just like, oh, I can't be doing this because this makes everyone upset. I don't have the language yet or like the perspective to see this as a rejection. It's not framed to me as like something that should be sad or like rebelled against yet because I'm a kid. I'm just like internalizing all these gender norms and I'm being like socially conditioned because of the authority around. There's certain ways you should behave because this is deemed appropriate. So everything I'm describing, it's like I'm a kid while I'm experiencing this. So I'm not like, whoa, my parents hate me and who am I? And are there other people like me? And like, you know, I'm 8, so I'm actively adapting to my environment for survival, approval, love, not realizing I'm like suppressing who I am. And of course, there's other things. I'm giving you what I'm willing to. I told you I peed, so this is all early childhood. I then go to middle school. I have all this information about what is socially acceptable, and so I really try to blend in with what that looks like. I don't know, there's dances, I'm wearing dresses. I feel so uncomfortable and so weird all the time. My hair's always up in a ponytail. I want to cut it. I wish I did. Like, oh my God, if I can go back in time, like, what are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? I wish I cut it. But I just really listened to the people around me and like really just tried to be myself within these parameters. And then in 2007, one of my favorite YouTubers came out. Not like, hey, I'm trans and I'm transitioning, came out as like, hey, you guys have only ever seen me as a guy. I'm a trans guy. Came out, was out for like a week. I saw it, took everything down. And so this was like, you know, somebody that I had watched online for years. You know, I just wanted to be him. Like, I loved him. Like, I was just like, you know, I saw myself in him more than like anyone else. He comes out and then goes back in. And I lost my mind. Where it's like, that was my first entrance into transness. This was somebody that I like already was like, you know, I want to be. And then it was like, whoa, and you're more like me than I thought. Like, it was just so necessary for me. And so I deep dove. And And this is before like algorithm, like trust, it's hard coming out as trans and trying to figure this shit out. But if you watch 2 trans videos on TikTok, on Instagram, all of a sudden they will be recommending all these other trans creators. I'm deep diving and I'm finding people's personal tea diaries, like on blog sites. Like this is before like proper social media. I'm finding people's like personal websites that they're making on like freewebs.com/. Dude, I lost my mind, and I'm just like not making the connections that that's me. It's just like I'm so interested in this, you know, and like I'm fighting for the rights of trans people, you know, like of course not looking at any trans femme stuff whatsoever. I'm just looking at something that pertains to me, and that made me so much more scared. You know, so now I'm going into high school, like, I'm just more scared than anything because now I have, like, words to put to these things, but it's also, like, you're going to hell. Every so often, I would, like, allow myself to, like, type in the names I remembered of people that are sharing their experiences online and, like, look at everything and then delete my history and pray about it. Like, I was not functioning. Like, I just felt... You know, and I had lost, like, so many pieces of myself that I, like, explained, you know, in early childhood, where it's like, oh, I was getting pushback from, you know, my immediate family, but I still had friends, and I still had, you know, toys I wanted to buy, and things I wanted to put in my room, and at this point, you know, 10 years later, I'm, like, 15, I've lost all parts of myself. So, you know, I've been having a battle with my gender my whole life. It wasn't until my junior year of high school that I made friends that were trans and I was the one in the friend group who had like the long hair and the cross around his neck. Like that was, and so, you know, it's not even like I came out the next day. Like I made these friends, I came out 5 years later. Like, you know, and even when I did come out, it's not like I came out exactly like as who you see before you today. Like I came out initially as non-binary, which wasn't like a mistake. That was definitely what I needed at the time. I just wanted to forget all of it. I didn't want any boxes. I didn't want anyone expecting anything from me, doing anything. I was like, I'm non-binary. I am getting top surgery. I am getting on testosterone. And don't talk to me about it. Like, I don't want anything. And if I wasn't able to have, you know, that time of freedom for my expression, I don't think I would have really found, you know, what that looks like, because I was really robbed of my childhood to feel good about myself and share myself and experience the world, you know? So how do you know if you're transgender? You just live life. Sorry. Like, you literally just accumulate knowledge based off of your experiences, and that will guide you in the right direction. This is why therapy is great, because just unburdening yourself with all of these thoughts and fears and feelings, and I don't know, and maybe this, and I've always thought that, to somebody who is unbiased, that is just there to talk about this with you, who's got a wealth of knowledge and has words that they can put to your feelings. You know, when I finally came out as trans, it's not like I had more information at that point than any other point in time. It's that I had the most support. I really came out when it was safe to. It's not like I knew any more than I did when I was a kid. And I was really heavily referencing like different points in time as like a way to justify what I was feeling. Like I had all that information back then. I didn't have the space to do it. When I came out, I just felt like, you know, it's my life. And if I'm wrong, you know what? People have nicknames all the time. I'm not happy currently. I'd rather have a leap of faith moment to try to gain than to stay where I am, where I'm not happy. I'm just not happy. And it's not that I wasn't happy because I didn't like me. It's because I wasn't being me. You know, I think it's funny that a lot of times when you have a coming out experience, people are like, whoa, you've changed so much. Like, whoa, I remember when you were this and like, you're so different now. It's like, dude, I feel more like 5-year-old me. You know, in early childhood, I really knew who I was, and then I was really told who I should be, and I listened. And really lost myself for a long time. Coming out for me was really a return back to myself. Like, I'm turning 30 this year. I love that. Oh my God, I love getting older. I love getting that freedom of just like, you know more about yourself. You have such a solid group of people around you, a sense of belonging and understanding. Like, I know myself and I know what I'm here to do, and I know the people around me, and I feel very confident in saying no to people. I know how to be Miles. I know myself. And that only comes with age. My computer's gonna die. I love you so much. Thanks for watching this. Are you still watching this? Comment down below what your experience is, because the people need to know.
Miles!
Front flip.